Alright. Let's get started with this. As you could see right at the beginning, changing Chrono's name to one character, save time on pretty much every text box that his name appears.
Yeah, I think it's just for each character that is in your name, it takes a frame, right? Like an extra frame for each character. So instead of having however many frames for whatever their name is, it's just one frame instead of 5 or something, which I guess adds up over time.
Talking with your mom, they're gonna change. I guess we didn't touch on this. At the beginning of the game, they always change their configuration a little bit.
Yeah, you want to put your speed on 1
and cursor to memory, battle speed to 1.
Yeah, I think when you set it on memory too, is like you can hit X to attack. It doesn't do that if you don't do that, right?
Yeah, you can hold X to attack, and usually, casually, if you don't know about that, you just use A. But no speedrunner of Chrono Trigger ever gonna use A to attack. Because if you hold X, you can attack on the first frame.
I had to point out that Ottavino changed his menu to blue.
Yeah, that's the good one. That's the best looking frame.
I'm kind of partial to gray.
I mean, gray is the fastest. So.
Yeah, dude.
Ottavino attempted what we call a candy skip, which basically skips that cutscene. That really isn't that useful. It's more useful to New Game Plus runs. In this run, when you get back here, the cutscene will trigger anyway, but it saves 61 frames if you get it. That's a nice 1 second in a frame save. So don't you all love how Taban is such a responsible adult and good father overall? Like, just let his child around this electrifying technology.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be using a teleporter. I mean, have you seen The Fly? Like, this sounds like a bad idea.
So after Taban notices a 16-year-old child just disappear on that thing, he actually lets the other 16-year-old child go after her.
Well, Chrono's a lad.
Disappears. Well,
you know, it's okay. What a lad, dude. Just go into the abyss. What a lad. So the first fight is actually kind of tricky because you want to like hit right and then attack, because you want to attack a specific guy so he doesn't bonk you. You have to do it twice, and the input can be pretty tight, actually.
I think Viiman in the first race actually wasn't fast enough with it and got hit. Let's see how he does it here.
Yeah, it looks like they both got it, yeah. It's such a bummer when they hit you and it throws you off. Like right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Ottavino gets the bird skip. We'll see if Viiman gets it. It's pretty tight here too. It's only a couple pixels, I think, that you can...
Yeah, you gotta line up yourself, right?
And one little pixel and you get an extra fight and you're off the script, and that means you're losing time.
So Viiman is already improved compared to his last race. That's really good. So we got another scene with more disappearing. And Chrono's pretty bummed out. Look like...
I mean... If you're... It's the second time she just, like, disappeared. I'd be bummed out, too. Like, God.
He's so expressive, too, like how he just, you know, shakes his head. Disbelief.
I like how Luca just knows. It's just as I thought. And then she explains to us the situation. Visually, too.
So yeah, not really much to say here.
Yeah, this is about when the run really starts. This next fight, though, is also has a tight input. You got to do a right X here. Otherwise, it can be a bad time. A little slow there. He gets hit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you do it too fast, like, your input gets eaten, and, but Viiman hits it perfectly. So I think that messes up the crits, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah. It messes up everything, actually.
Yeah. It's not nice when it's always a bummer when it happens, because it's right at the beginning, the first two fights. It's like, man, you just want to get going, you know, but... So you might see a little bit of a slower Naga fight from Ottavino. And that input's tight. It's not like you gotta go quick on that one.
Yeah, he could get lucky and maybe find a good fire wheel with 3 nuggets, but
yeah,
it's unlikely. In Viiman,
it looks like yeah, Viiman's caught up a little bit just because of that. Yeah.
The underdog gets the lead right at the beginning.
Let's see how these Naga fights go. So what you want to do is you want to get a fire whirl on 3 of them. It looks like Ottavino's going to get 2.
Oh, he got the 3.
Oh, okay, never mind. Excuse me. So it didn't really end up being too bad for him.
Yeah, he might get a slow spell, however. No, he didn't even get that.
It just looked like the way they were lining up when he was going for it. It looked like they were like in 2 groups, left and right.
I mean, knowing Ottavino, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually had a backup for that missed attack.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So I guess he manipulated that because of the mess up, the way he did the other Rolly fight. I guess he manipulated it so that it would work out. I didn't even know you could do that. Thank you. Dude, what a galaxy brain.
Of all people, I would expect Ottavino to be the one to know this action. But I'm still not sold on the last fight of this segment being okay for Otta. You have to see. And Otta also skipped the revive.
Oh, Otto's doing the fade out here. Saves a little time.
Yeah.
Did they do that in the last one? I didn't even notice.
Magus and Jerry did. But Ottavino actually, I think he lost a little bit of time compared to grabbing the tab normally because he did an extra fade out.
Yeah, what's the optimal amount of fade outs? Like 2? Is it even 2? Okay.
Alright, let's see how this fight goes for Otta. Yeah, looks okay, yeah. Otta's a genius. I will no longer doubt him.
Yeah, I feel bad for even suggesting it was going wrong.
He is the defending champion after all. And Viiman's timing on the last frog attack was a bit off because he used the fire wheel too soon.
So in a Magus,
Chrono got the crit instead.
In a defeat Magus race, anything under 2 hours is pretty good. 2 would be okay. 155 is pretty good. Anything under that is pretty amazing. Alright, so he's doing what's called a fade out glitch, Ottavino. You trigger the door transition, and then by opening a menu, you sort of store the door transition, and then you run into that save point. And then because you're standing on a save point, you let the door transition load, and because, like I said, you're standing on that save point, it stores the save, and then you can save anywhere. And then what Ottavino did was run past a boss trigger, saved, and reloaded it. And because you ran past the boss trigger and loaded, the game thinks you must have beaten the boss. That's more or less what is going on. He also unequipped a piece of armor and a helmet, which normally you wouldn't be able to do. But by doing a glitch called the unequip glitch, you can. You end up equipping a null piece of armor, which boosts your magic defense. And then in the United States or the US version of the game, it also, for whatever reason, boosts your magic attack stat. How was that? That sounded pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
The hardest thing to do is explain all of those glitches in the marathon while you're doing everything.
It's hard to do it as they're doing it because you're trying to get all this information in there while they're doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some real stats here. Plus 5 magic per armor, 45% resist to all elements except fire. There's also some really subtle movement stuff. I don't know if he did it, but like he must have done it. If you run the way you run up and then you turn left and sort of go down the steps here, puts your characters in a position where they like come together faster, I think.
Yeah.
Like when they all go inside Chrono or whatever. So it's like a minor time, like little subtle time save thing.
There is actually a bunch of those little minor time saves scattered throughout the run. And you usually don't notice, but they really pile up and the frames become seconds, you know. Like how you enter a cutscene where the characters group up, how you enter a cutscene where a character moves to a certain location. Oh wow, Ottavino does that really early. Okay,
Yeah.
so he just does it by touching the bird. That's a good strat.
And those for you that weren't here before, you'll see Viiman doing it. He's going to save and reload here. And that's just so that you load at a specific time and it puts you on a certain RNG string so that you can basically follow a script for like boss fights and stuff. If you're off the RNG, the script doesn't work and you lose time basically. Optimally, you load correctly or you stay on the RNG and you can use the script.
Yeah, and they use that save anywhere to save right before that, and the reload is very convenient because when you reload there, the bird spawns and you can skip that fight, which usually is not skippable.
Yeah, most of the time you just get into that fight and run away.
Yeah. We call it the reverse bird skip. It's a pretty cool trick.
And I described the RNG thing like as a line, like if you imagined like a straight line, and then it's divided into a couple of different sections. When you get into a fight or the things you do, it'll, like let's say you're a dot on this line, like you'll move forward into different sections depending on if you get into a fight, or if you get into an extra fight, you'll move in forward into a section of RNG that you don't want to be into, basically. I think that's the easiest way to visualize it. It's really not even as complicated as it sounds.
Every fight not every fight, but most of the fights in this game are scripted. So the real challenge is to keep the script and not do not get attacked or attacked in the wrong time. You can also get back on the script by reloading on a few occasions.
Yeah, there's different reloads you can do to get you on the right RNG string. Like if you load so fast that you don't even see the menu, it's called a mash load, and that'll put you on an RNG string. Or there's one, I don't even know all the timings, but do you remember like all the like weird ones, like beep? There's like a beep load. They have different names for them.
There's the double bright.
Yeah, double bright.
Double bright's actually the one they're into right now. Which
you know that like
the name like, doesn't really make sense.
Is it like just half a second or a second? Like it's
half a second.
It's long enough for you to do it just without any aid. Like you just time it. I always just read the load screen, like what it says, like what the save name is, and that's long enough for me to load it. It's probably a bizarre strat, but whatever, it works.
So this trial segment here, Ottavino answers some questions. Give the wrong answers to the questions, but the right answers for the speedrun. So he didn't get extra cutscenes, and he actually got a guilty verdict, which saves 5 seconds of text boxes. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's like 1 or 2 extra boxes, right?
Yeah. Back at the start of the game, we don't really do anything to, prove ourselves guilty or not guilty here. The only thing we really deliberately do is not talk to Marl after bumping into her. Not checking if she's okay.
Yeah, we're trying to look fiendish, you know?
That gives us the 47% chance of getting a guilty verdict and saving 5 seconds.
It's 47%? It feels like 5%.
Yeah.
I feel like it never happens.
It only happens if you're in a bad run.
So alright, he's doing a safety save just in case he isn't on the right RNG here. You'll be able to tell if he's on the right RNG if he hits this guard for 60 damage.
Yeah.
There's little things that it can tell you if you did it correctly. Usually damage rolls. I think it's all damage rolls to tell if you're on the right track.
Also, if you get caught by one of the guards here, I think reloading is faster than going through without the script.
So you see he gets 60, so you know that he's on the right track to do the boss fight perfectly. He'll be on the most optimal track. Any extra fights or anything will throw that off. For instance, there's a fight here on this bridge, so he's got to do this pretty long fade out just to avoid it. But it ends up saving time just because you stay on the script. Viiman also getting 60.
Yeah, we have a good race in this one. So those guards, their movement are RNG, completely random. The first guard you can avoid pretty easily. The second one is a little bit nasty if he
Yeah, because he only looks two
trolls you.
places.
Yeah. So got more than enough time to look at you during your run. So
Ottavino's doing another fade out to avoid this fight here. Basically, you do the fade out and then you trigger the fight. But because you stored the door transition, when you trigger the fight, it takes you through the door. And then when you come back, the fight's gone because the game assumes you would have had to have fought them since you triggered it.
right, Viiman got past the second guard, pretty good. And I think this is gonna be a sub 28. Oh no!
Yeah, these guys can be pretty trolly. You got to be pretty specific where you're standing.
I think I just commentator cursed Viiman.
That's alright. It happens, man. So you'll notice when Ottavino is doing his attacks, he's doing it during animations. Like, so you'll see head repair and then Chrono attacks. That's so that the ATB doesn't slip in a way that you don't want it to, like ahead. It's very specific. So let's see. And Viiman, you can't reload, I don't think. So he's going to have to do a backup strat. And it can be pretty scary because you do have to end up using a tonic. I think the backup strat is 3 fire whirls, right? And then you just attack the head.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And also heal during the fight.
Yeah, you got to use tonics.
And Viiman took the guards extra 5 mid tonics, so it's good.
Alright, let's see how Viiman handles the backup strat. This is good though, because now you guys can see like the difference between being off the script. It's unfortunate for Viiman though.
Right, so hold your breath for Viiman right now.
Yeah, it can get pretty scary.
Yeah, those characters get really low.
He should be okay.
Yeah, he took one extra safety heal there, so should be fine.
But I'm sure I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
Chrono getting those crits instead of Luca, right there. It's a good thing to mention as well. The critic value actually runs different from the RNG value, so it's also something you manipulate on the loads.
All right, sick. He did it. It's a pretty good example of like how much different, you know, between being on the script and not being on the script is. Yeah, being on the script is a pretty big deal. But he handled that very well.
We missed that.
Yeah.
Little skip. No big deal, it's only 3 seconds.
Yeah, not a perfect Lab 16, but you know, as long as you get through it without getting into a fight, you know, it's a success to me.
Yeah. Ottavino get into Ares Dome. Ares Dome is really just Brazil without the, except we don't have all this technology. If you live here as well, you would notice some few similarities.
So in this room, normally the default for menu is X. However, if you press X, specifically that button, you get into a fight. It triggers a fight. So a lot of runners at the beginning of the game, they'll change their menu button just so they don't have to change it at that particular point where Ottavino is. He also skipped a boss fight. He did a fade out glitch to skip a boss fight there as well.
Yeah, and that's why usually you change your control scheme right at the beginning of the game. You can also, if you like to use the menu on X, you can also change it just for this part. It's a little bit inconvenient.
Yeah, you change it there and then you just change it right back if you don't want to live with pressing Y for menu or whatever you'd like to use. So Lab 16, I think we could explain this a little bit better. Basically, you're queuing up. Oh, he messed up a little bit, but he still gets through. So if you queue up, you can queue up 2 menus. And for whatever reason, when you have a menu open here like that little text box, you can walk over fight triggers. This one's not a big deal because you can walk all the way at the bottom. Oh, he gets the fight trigger though.
I mean, he was already offering G, so
Yeah,
he really doesn't.
yeah.
Ottavino doing a fatal glitch here to skip half of this cutscene.
You also have to walk back in to watch the cutscene. If you don't, and you walk all the way back, it's sort of like it's a big headache. Like, dang, why didn't I just hold up?
And Lavos was just shown on the big screen. Destroying Brazil. But it's fine. We're gonna save the world. 3 teenagers.
Giant space tick. Have you ever noticed the similarities between this game and Final Fantasy VII? With the space monster coming from space and ruining everything?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of a lot of Square games have recycled
tropes, yeah.
stories. Yeah.
Also, Luca's in Xenogears.
She is?
Yeah, in the beginning of the game, there's a Luca NPC. It's Luca. She's in the first town.
I didn't know about that one actually.
Yeah. think she references like traveling through another dimension to be where she's at or something like that. I might be wrong about that, but I know for a fact she's in the game.
I mean, that's a better cameo than the ones on Chrono Cross, right?
Agreed. I won't open that can of worms, but agreed.
Yeah. Shout out to the Chrono Cross community, by the way. They share the Discord with us, and they're also nice guys. It's a good speed game as well.
Yo, check it out. His hair's blue now. Or green? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know the colors.
Looks green. I don't know. Yeah, so Ottavino not even gonna do the bump strategy, he's just gonna go around. That's pretty relaxing.
The man, dude. He's not the man anymore. His hair's brown again as well.
Johnny is the only seven letters character in the game, right?
Oh, I never even noticed that, actually. You're probably right. What about Melchior? Or Melchior, whatever however you pronounce that. Yeah, walking through that part where Ottavino was to not trigger that fight. If you run, it triggers. So you walk both ways.
So a nice little time save. He starts the cutscene from the left, so Mar gets into her position.
Yeah,
faster.
It's like that bed thing from earlier. I think there's another part with Frog when you're getting the Masamune sword. That's kind of like that too.
Yeah. Where you get the Luca Moonwalk. Alright, just named Robo Blank. Pretty good name for a robot.
Shoutouts to Blank, dude.
Is this a Final Fantasy IX reference?
I think that went over my head.
Blank is a character in Final Fantasy IX.
Oh. Okay. I was just like, wait. Yeah, I've never finished 9.
Oh, it's a shame. It's actually my favorite one.
I like 6 and 7 the best.
Yeah, 6 comes in second to me. Alright, so Viiman on the Johnny race. A little bit conservative as well.
That was kind of scary. But maybe it wasn't, but it seemed scary to me.
Yeah. Was in control.
Oh, you might not have noticed, but when he runs away, if you can like buffer the like runaway quote unquote meter by like going into like a magic menu or whatever. A little subtle thing. If you like sit in the menu, it, like fills up your runaway and then close the menu and you're gone.
Yeah. I guess we didn't mention it on the first race.
Yeah, I mean, it's not imperative or anything, but it's a nice little note. So you probably noticed he didn't attack that orange guy next to that green slime. It's because if they... I think if a green guy gets attacked near an orange guy, it does this like AoE thing. And it's Frown Town.
Nice.
So like hopefully he kills both those greens here.
Yeah, he also rocket punched.
Oh, it didn't trigger.
Whoa.
Never.
Didn't even trigger. Wow. That was so close.
I'm sure that Ottavino just knew that wouldn't trigger somehow. I don't know how, but since he's Galaxy Brain, Chrono Trigger runner over here.
He probably labbed this whole fight. He's actually manipulating all this RNG.
Yeah.
Don't even know.
Everything he does is just... He probably did some subtle thing we didn't even notice.
Again, this fight can't really be manipulated because the colors of those guys are random and defined by frame in the previous room. So also every time they move around, the RNG changes. It's terrible. I don't know what they were going for in this fight.
Luckily, you don't need any crazy RNG setups for the robos.
Yeah, gonna heal for safety here. Didn't really have to, but it's good. Usually only really need to heal if Chrono or Luca gets attacked in that Acid's alkaline side. Well, Viiman's just getting into the factory, gonna fight against the first enemy, first Acid. See if he gets some good damage rolls since he's off the script. Oh, 7 from... Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, the only thing you really gotta worry about for these robos, you want to get your first attack off pretty fast, and you want to make sure you're doing the whirl. What is it? Cyclone on all three.
Yeah, if you don't input your cyclones fast enough in this fight, the robots are gonna get an extra turn of attacks, and they hit really hard. Like you can see here.
It takes forever. They take their sweet time to hit you.
Right, Otta got the first cyclone. And Viiman got a counter from an alkaline, which is not good. Wastes some time. Oh, nice rocket punch.
Yeah, that AoE does a lot of damage, and he's probably gonna have to heal. I forget what's safe HP, but
Yeah, over 100 usually.
No, it's the first Magus fight. And the reason being is because everyone, it makes it so that if you play a different category, like any percent and 100% guys can like race together because it's mostly the same up until Magus. So everyone can have fun and race.
Yeah. Little dicey acid alkaline fight there for Viiman. And Ottavino got past the R series. I believe a 46-14 split for him. Pretty good. I didn't check if Viiman healed, but I hope he did.
We'll find out in a minute or two.
Right, so whatever we know left Robo behind, he's gonna learn some magic.
Yeah, and you gotta make sure you're thinking magic.
Yeah. Everyone in the chat, please think magic. Such a fun little music while Robo is getting trashed on the other side.
Yeah. So you probably notice that Ottavino is not. He's doing this kind of wildly. There's just 4 triggers. Well, I don't know. I think it's 4. But you only have to hit the triggers. You don't have to go in a perfect, like, lined up against the fence. You could do more of like a diamond shape.
Alright, so Viiman should have a pretty safe fight right now. Already healed Chrono. Just gonna get this second cyclone on the back row. Usually go first cyclone on the front row, then 2 cyclones on the back row so you don't get counter. Then you finish the front. And you just use Flame Toss with Luca to set her menu. Okay, Ottavino's getting that speed tab.
I was gonna say, I don't think he really needs that. Just might be habit.
Maybe,
or
yeah,
maybe he's got a use for it, I don't know.
Maybe he's gonna skip the one on the
He's got some galaxy brain plan for that speed tab that we don't know about.
Oh, I think this is actually 100% route he's doing here with Robo.
Okay, yeah, I'm not used to seeing 100%, so if I say something dumb, it's because of that.
Yeah, I don't really know actually. I'm
Because
just
I
guessing.
was gonna say like I noticed that Robo's in this party still too as well.
Yeah, cause at the cake dash, you can you can either switch your characters in the regular menu or like the X menu, or you can also use
Yeah,
the
that makes
Y button.
sense. Yeah. Yeah, Chrono doesn't die in this run. It's the first Magus fight that it ends. The runs, like if you're used to doing 100%, they deviate too much afterwards, I think, between any and 100%. So the first Magus fight is like the best time to end. It's kind of appropriate too. It's kind of like almost like a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
All right, we got another boss fight or skip coming up here. He's performing the save anywhere glitch. And then the goal is to save past the boss trigger and reload.
Nice.
Very nice.
Got it first try.
Yeah, he did it the hard way too. Well, maybe it's the normal way, but it's the harder way to do it. Running straight up like that.
Yeah, he had a backup save, so he could risk it. If you play on console, you can do that by reacting to the screen, kinda. A console and a CRT, of course. Alright, Viiman learned magic.
Alright, Ottavino is doing save anywhere at end of time. This menu comes up and then you want to close the text box, or you want to open your menu as the text box is closing, which allows you to store the warp up there, basically. And then what you do is you hit A on the right frame, and as Chrono is zipping away, you open the menu, switch your characters around so that it allows you to break out of the zip and walk to that save point. And by standing on the save and then warping here, you're able to save anywhere, which allows you to skip going to the cathedral to get the save anywhere glitch. And you need the save anywhere glitch to perform another glitch that's coming up.
First, Ottavino's gonna talk to the guard here to progress a story trigger. And it's gonna go back to the Guardia Castle. Right, so Ottavino's grab the jerky and the power tab. He's about to do the zombie skip. Gonna use the save anywhere glitch to save over the trigger for that cutscene. And the second cutscene was okay. He almost saved over his.
Yeah. So if he had saved over that and then failed here, that's would have been bad news.
Yeah.
Because he would have had to get into a fight there. And he'd be done, right? Like there's nothing you can do if you save over
Yeah.
it.
I don't think he can actually do that fight. He would have to, I don't know, go back
I don't
like
even know. Yeah. I don't know what his first save
40
was
minutes
anymore. Yeah.
A little 40-minute time loss, nothing big.
And here's another little skip. You skip a NPC basically. For whatever reason, when you load right there, it just puts you up top of this. Like you go up a level basically. I mean, there's no actual Z access, but it puts you up there, obviously.
Okay, so wait, Ottavino uses the tabs at the beginning, I guess. Haven't seen it in a while. So depending on what damage roll he gets here, it's gonna do a different action.
So he's reloading. Like maybe he didn't mash fast enough on his reload. You have to see either a 386 or a 195 on that attack to be on the right RNG string. There's another one too besides 386, but I forget what it is.
I think he used the power tab, so the damage roll is gonna be different.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Like I said, I'm not familiar with these strats, so.
And that gave Viiman a little bit of time to catch up. It's just getting into the end of time save anywhere. I think he didn't get Hecarim skip first try, he had to reset a few.
Viiman's doing the end of time save anywhere glitch as well.
And he got it.
Alright, cool.
I'm gonna getting past all those 5 triggers. Getting past that last bird and into mass immune. We're gonna see the best item in the game, Berserker, in action. Oh, I see what Ottavino did now. He grabbed that speed tab at the Elder's house, so he could use the tabs in that save before the mountain segment. So he didn't need to grab this speed tab and do an extra menu. That makes sense. Alright, let's fire. First part of the fight done. And even though Chrono has a Berserker and his attacks should be random, everything is manipulated, so he always hits the same guy. And of course the Berserker really boosts your attack.
Yeah, it's pretty significant, right? It's like, is it half?
I think it's 200%.
Oh,
Something
so that's
like
a lot
that.
more than half.
Yeah.
I just assumed. I don't know why. 150.
Nice. 150, yeah. Also you get reduced physical damage. Right, this fight's going pretty well. Okay, Robo's ATB is bad here, he's gonna have to wait a little bit in the menu as well. Viiman's on the Tata skip. Let's see what load he gets here. Okay, 386 crit, which means...
Yeah, he's got to attack and then do menu trick. The menu trick being when you run away in the menu and load your... or buff your runaway.
And a perfect master mini fight for Ottavino. That's pretty good. Really hasn't been any major mistakes from both of these guys. Difference maker only that encounter during the prison segment of Viiman, which messed up his RNG.
Yeah, that'll do it. Whoa, that's set up. See a little bit of menuing for Ottavino. He's got to do some. He's got to sell those 2 pieces of armor and then unequipped. He's got to put defender on Chrono as well. It's bad to forget that.
Nice. Oops, went a little bit too fast there. Gotta get Robo out of the party for this one.
Yeah, it's a little bit faster, I think, for this sword, because Robo, like, decrypts it, like, super slow or whatever. The name on the sword.
Yeah.
Same reason why we take Marl out for the Jurassic era. Or 65 million BC or whatever.
Yeah, there we go. Look, Moonwalk. Gotta really remember to get that magic scarf because it's very important. Viiman to the second phase of Mass Immune. And always doing inputting your moves during the animation of another move. And you gotta be a little bit fast with those because Messa's ATB is a little bit tricky.
Yeah, you could very easily get ahead and it messes up the script.
Okay, so Robo's ATB fine. It's not gonna have to wait the menu.
You don't see that very often, but it definitely trips you up. It trips me up when that happens, when the ATB's off. Ottavino is pretty confident there. He's not going to check it. Okay, yeah, he is. Okay,
Hey.
I was going to say. So if you don't actually talk to Melchior there, you can't proceed, and you can tell because he's saved, and it's when he saved, the name of the save was the rare red rock. If it was I don't know what it is, something else.
And the something. I don't know.
Then he needs to go back and talk to Melchior.
I think that and the frog.
Yeah.
And actually, that's a little bit tricky because Melchior sometimes doesn't trigger, even if you mash A. I don't know why. It's got something to do with how you the word map works. Oh, fire wheels. That's interesting. I'm not even sure if that was intentional, but alright. Okay, he missed Luca. Alright. I'm not sure if those values are okay. You might have to reload.
I think it'd be alright. I've had that happen to me so many times where I get hit, Luca gets hit, and it's fine. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I've already proven a few times that I didn't know what I was talking about. I think it's okay though.
Yeah. Nisbel has a pretty big RNG window for sure.
Like maybe later, like late in the run, it might affect it. I'm not sure, but I think it's fine.
Alright, so we're gonna get the worst girl out of the party and Ayla into the party. Best girl. Saving some time because Mara's animation is... dancing animation is...
Yeah, she parties super hard.
Also, we're getting into the past, which is also Brazil, actually. As you can see, all people dancing.
This game takes
Drinking.
place in Brazil.
Yeah, pretty much Brazil, man. Bare naked people, drinking, dancing, music very similar to samba. That's pretty accurate. The dinosaurs as well.
They got dinos there?
Some places, yeah.
Instead of welcome to Jurassic Park, it's welcome to Brazil.
Yeah.
Hopefully no one gets offended. He is Brazilian. He's allowed
Yeah,
to say
yeah.
these things.
I guess I am allowed, I'm not sure.
Some people are super sensitive for no reason. But it's fine because you're Brazilian.
Yeah. Plus, we can scare the dinos away. That thing, what do we call it again? Light? Something like that.
Light?
Electricity, all that stuff.
I'm not sure what you're referencing. I think I missed.
Don't mind me.
I think I missed something.
Right, so Ottavino is getting past the maze. Good movement there. To avoid some triggers here, you actually gotta move like right on the edge of those walls. And it's kind of hard to do it in a fast way. Yeah, I think he's gonna reset. No. Okay. Just a safety save.
Yeah, you should get hit for 34. And do a slash here. Ottavino, I mean.
Oh, I think Viiman
Yeah, he's
closed the
good to
text
go.
box at the wrong time.
Yeah, so depending on when you close those text boxes, you mentioned it in the last run, it sets these reptites up in a certain way where you can slash them and then do a antipode.
Yeah. The orange issues, she'll be fine if he gets this next fight. They really only lose time from an extra attack. That's nice. Yeah, that's the right damage rolls. So this last menu trick is what we call the running, buffering the running while entering a menu and waiting. And for that fight there, you gotta open the menu real quick, otherwise Ayla's critical hit's gonna get shifted. And you might miss a cycle. That happens.
Yeah, and then like you gotta do an extra lightning, and it's kind of annoying. All right, Ottavino is fighting Caleb Hart.
Yeah, There we go. Good one. And he skipped the quake. Good timing. If you can input lightning and fire quick enough, and at the same time you can skip a Nisbel move, which takes a lot of time.
Yeah, the quake. It's not like a tight input to do it that way. It's kind of weird though, because you got to sort of wait for Luca's bar to fill up. That's how I do it. You just mash after it fills up to a certain point, and then it should skip the quake like every time.
Okay, so this should be the last slash. Yep.
Yeah.
Good fight. Viiman just got past the soup drinking game. Don't really have to mash that much in that game. Just a gentle tapping is enough. Nice, Ottavino skipped a little text there, moving diagonally into the screen transition.
This fight's unavoidable. You'll notice that he like ran down into those dinos. Actually, you can really mess that up and get into 2 fights there if you do it wrong. Instead of having all 4 of those enemies on the same screen.
Yeah, if you approach that fight from the bottom instead of the top, that happens.
Yeah, like if you run straight up into the dinos instead of going up and around and down into the dinos.
Nice, Viiman got past the maze. Gonna safety save here as well. And Ottavino's doing a fatal glitch. Skip a little cutscene, and he also switched Robo out of the party because Robo is the only one who actually does something in this cutscene.
He'll also like
So
walk
Melchior,
into Melchior, which speeds it up slightly.
yeah. Melchior is just talking to nobody really because nobody's helping him out. And actually, a 3-second time save that no one saw there from Ottavino. At some transitions in this game, where the screen goes all black, you can actually open the menu and skip a long fading that takes. You can do this is pretty important for a new game plus for skipping the lava screen transition. And he just did that after that cutscene, and it saves like 3 seconds, 2 seconds, something like that. But nobody notices.
Yeah, it's really subtle. Got another bird skip. Ooh,
Nice.
looks like he got hung up there for a sec, but
Yeah, that's a big one, because now he doesn't need to reload. Yeah, now it's time for some big cutscenes. So let's take a look at Viiman instead.
yeah, he did end up getting the quake, but it's fine. You can still be on script if he does the
Yeah.
quake.
There's a kind of a backup script for that. This fight is actually really simple. Even to do it by memory, you just gotta wait for the Ayla attacks and buffer your movements. Um, yeah, this was kind of low, so you're gonna get low damage on the fire. You can finish this cycle. Yeah, that fire really counted towards that.
Yeah, you
That's
could
like-
actually have to do extra lightning. Not the end of the world, but
all right.
does thou knowest his power? I always thought it was weird when people complained about Frog's Old English. Like, no one else in that era speaks like that, but I think it's fine, like, having sort of a notable character trait. Like, nobody in Star Wars talks like Yoda, but no one ever complains about it either. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't think there's a
Exactly.
problem with that.
I actually love the Ted Woozy translation. I should prefer it over the DS one.
I never played the DS one, so I'm not sure what it's like.
I mean, Frog is still polite, but not quite,
I know in
arcade.
like the Japanese version, he's sort of more rude, apparently, or something along those lines. Like he's more brash, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but he becomes the frog, dude. And becoming the frog means you speak in an Old English. He's no longer Glenn, he's Frog.
Oh, okay. Thought Viiman would forget to get Robot off the party.
He's the frog.
Oh, but you see, those were frogs. He's the frog.
He's the frog. It's like the man. Hand it over the Masamone. That's how I imagine him talking. And then Chrono just throws it in the ground.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the Chrono Trigger anime, man. I don't know. It would be like a free money grab. So free. It's almost like Square doesn't like cash or something.
There's a couple of frog lines. I like the one where he says, like, we shall search the environs or something.
Yeah.
Mayhaps
right
a door lurks nigh. I don't know. It's pretty dope.
Nice. Viiman got the bird skip. That's a good one. Now he's ready for the cutscene gauntlet.
Here's another good line too after this fight. I don't mean to go on a tangent about this. So what does he say? He says, be that magic you use? Yeah.
Oh, we got the first new one.
Oh.
I was
Hell yeah.
starting to get disappointed by the lack of news in this one.
Yeah. Blessed by the new.
Now he's got a real chance to win this race. Or maybe he already won.
Very much new hype.
But game audio is a bit silent. That's okay.
Yeah, it's quiet time.
You just need to go through all these rooms to activate the trigger. He's like, we don't have to defeat all 100 beasts in the castle.
Yeah, it's a bold-faced lie.
Dang. Japanese version is brutal, man. Right, so we're about to see some berserker shenanigans again with Frog.
Yeah, it has something to do, like I said before, with the frog's speed stat matching Flea's. I don't know why that it makes Flea so confused, but it does.
Yeah, that's the most accepted theory.
Yeah, you more or less just watch Frog wail on him. And then on the 16th hit, you make, that's when you need to input some moves.
But did you guys know that Magus 3 henchmen are named after musicians?
Yes, I did. Let's see if Chad knew.
Some impressive knowledge right there.
They're named after condiments in the Japanese version, right?
Yeah, I think Aussie is vinegar, and slash is salsa or something like that. I don't know.
I like the references. Would have been cool if they were named after like maybe some cooler bands. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Ozzy or Guns N' Roses, I guess. But I wouldn't have named them after like Slayer or something.
I guess the slash just worked better because he slashes.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's true.
that's what they used as a reference to name all of them. Because one of them slashed.
Alright, so this fight is definitely not one you want to get off the script on. I think so far he's good. I can't imagine that Galaxy Brain Ottavino would mess this up. Yeah, it looks great so far.
Yeah. Gotta get that mid tonic in really fast.
You remember how tight it was before? They got the one mid tonic?
Yeah, I think it was something like a 4-frame window.
It was kind of stressful. It's a lot easier now, but it's still, you still gotta be careful.
And Ottavino is actually the one who worked on the new script. So this is his fight. Viiman had a little bit of trouble right at the beginning of the game, the Dragon Tank segment. He got into a fight which messed up his RNG for a long time, and for the other part it's just really execution. Also that reset. He was off RNG there, he had to reload right now. And that really just wastes so much time.
Yeah, being off RNG really hurts. And it's pretty simple to get off of RNG as well. It's not like, you know, he made some major mistake or something.
Because he saved before the trigger, he's gonna have to go through all the rooms again. And Ottavino's just finished Slash. Yeah. Things just got really hard for Viiman. Before that reload he was fine, he had a chance. But right now Ottavino has to do some big mistakes for Viiman to catch up.
There's that too. You know, I'm assuming the matchups were random. I'm sure they were all pulled out of a hat, basically. I don't know how it works.
We had this is winners round 2, right? So, the top 8 got a bye to the second round.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense too.
To make the tournament more competitive and give the new runners more of a fighting chance, we did it double elimination format. So now in the losers round, things will be a little bit more even. And of course they will have more time to practice and go up against the veteran runners. But Viiman is on the correct RNG now. Ready to fight Flea. Oh, interesting. Very interesting movement for Ottavino. Went really fast there.
Yes, he has a couple of setups that piqued my interest.
Right, pit room. Let's see how he does this. Oh, barely stopping. While himself up real good. Let's see if he does the bird push. I believe he will. Going really fast. No. Yeah, it's just gonna use his party. Alright, one last fight before Ozzy. Not this one. He's gonna run for this one. You can actually run battles in the Magus castle, by the way. In case you didn't know.
Also, you might have noticed he went in the menu and selected X-Strike. That was just to set it onto X-Strike for this fight. So it's real quick. It's the little things, you know?
Yeah.
And he'll do a overkill on this left guy. Like he selected Luca on the left guy, but it'll attack the guy on the right. And I think that makes it so you don't do a crit on one of those little ice blocks when you fight Ozzy. I think it saves a crit. Yeah. A lot of like little weird subtle things like that that you probably wouldn't notice unless you knew.
This room right here, it skips all those fights, and there's a fight right at the end of the room, where if you are looking to the front, you get into the fight. But if you look to the right while you get past it, you simply avoid the trigger somehow.
I'm gonna see Ottavino get a 119 on this last crank, and then that'll indicate that he's still in the right RNG.
Yeah, it's good.
Actually, you can tell on the second crank if you're on it, because he got a 124.
Yeah.
And no shelter.
I'm not even changing characters. Imagine going to that fight with Luca.
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
Right, so thing is getting serious slash Viiman side. Oh, think. Okay. Can attack twice with Robo there. Now we see the beautifully manipulated Magus fight. Look at the shadow damage. Pretty good. Well, the start is gonna be... Frog's attacks are really gonna be just so... we decrease Magus' magic defense. And we always try to hit those rocket rolls. Because they deal a lot of damage in the beginning. So we basically start with rocket roll. The script manipulates it so he doesn't give us bad barriers element. A bad barrier element would be fire because you don't have resistance to it. And after Magus is below a certain threshold, he'll stop doing barriers and just start casting a spell. And that's where we start using those slashes and frog crits.
Yeah, so after the slash, you should see him cast a spell right here, yeah. And then you kind of want to make sure Chrono and Frog's attacks are like on the same animation or whatever. Otherwise, it can get a little messed up, and Frog will die.
Yeah, this fight is actually pretty...
I think this is the hardest fight.
If you're on the script, it's... yeah. It's hard to execute perfectly. It's definitely the hardest fight in the
hardest to execute
Magus
properly.
category. Okay, he's on a very nice timing actually. Okay, get into the X strike. Oh,
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That was a good fight. I didn't know about that extra one strat there.
I guess no one knew.
Now we all know.
Sub 150. Congratulations to Ottavino.
Yeah, seen some really good runs today.
The defending champion gets his first win in the tournament. Now let's watch Viiman here because I think he's on a PB pace as well.
Oof.
Yeah. That bird can be a little bit trolly.
hate when the game, like, it tells you really quickly that you can't run away, but you don't see it. That's the worst.
Okay, one more attack should be okay. Now he's gonna have to reload before Magus. And the only problem with that is that the reload for Magus is really close. Like,
yeah, it's pretty tight.
And you only get confirmation you're actually on the right RNG on Magus itself, so they're a bit tricky. But yeah, I just checked his plates, he's not actually on PBA pace, so it's fine. Nothing is lost. Oh, so Ottavino actually had something new to show. 5-second save.
Does he mean the X-Strike one? That's true.
Yeah.
He found that yesterday. Yeah, we were both like, what is this X-Strike?
Yeah, I find it a little bit weird because usually you buffer that robo attack with the spell casting by Magus or whatever. So when I saw him waiting, I thought that I would probably see something new. Oh, in Viiman, he didn't get the crit to frog there, so he's probably gonna get hit in this fight. Yeah, fire should kill that one, and yeah. Oh, slurp cut. Nice, I think this Chrono crit should... Okay, didn't kill it yet. Alright. $117. Okay. If despite all that he was still on the right RNG, I would find very strange.
Sometimes that stuff happens on this.
Yeah.
You think you'll be off, but somehow you get on it again, or you don't get off of it. You can do some pretty wacky stuff sometimes and remain on the correct RNG here.
There used to be a script from Magus if you got an 118 on that final hit from Ozzy. But reloading is probably safer. Probably faster too. Yeah, so this is the load that's kind of tight. I don't know if he's using a metronome, but I would recommend it.
Yeah, this one's crazy.
Oh yeah, the old sunken desert load. I remember that one. Let's see. I think he should hit here for 30. Yeah, that's off RNG.
I maybe, probably. I go by the shadow damage. I can never tell from the other stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. It should have been a shadow instead of
okay.
light.
Yeah. Now he's doing water. I was pretty sure it was supposed to be shadow, but I couldn't remember.
I think he's just gonna wing it.
He's got this. This YOLO. It's fine.
Yeah, that's the one you don't want to see.
Just cross your fingers that he does lightning and shadow. I believe.
Let's see. Water again. Come on. This guy's a troll. Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah, he's not being very nice.
Yeah, so you can see how important the RNG manip is for this fight.
It's like he knows, dude. Magus just knows you want shadow or lightning.
Oh, and he killed. Oh my god, this guy. Hey, there we go, on lightning.
Back to trolling.
Lightning into a fire, okay. Okay, water. This water is not that bad damage.
I guess he doesn't want to show us shadow. Lightning's fine now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good.
Let's see if he can avoid. Nope. Close.
Alright,
Yeah, 2 attacks. GG. I think sans that very tight load that led to this fight, it probably would have been a sub 2 hour. So even though the time might not show it, it was actually a good run by Viiman.
Yeah. Great runs today. Make
Yeah,
sure you give these
6
guys a
great
follow.
runs.